Hey, I'm Janet Planet.
I'm Sugar Bones.
And we're Confidence Man. We all live together in a nice little incestuous house.
Yeah, somehow we haven't killed each other yet, but London's the bomb.
Yeah, seeing some guns, being pretty cool.
Big city stuff.
Yeah, big smoke.
Got a bit drunk last night at the last dinner party concert. I blame them for this. Yeah, I think we met them.
They came to
London.
a party we would put on Ridley Road, which is like the street that we frequent.
They're good party people.
Yeah.
And a great band.
My favourite version is definitely Confidence Man doing Heaven. It's just so much energy. Because I think their live shows are some of the best ever, and I think it's such a good example of showmanship on camera, and it feels like you're watching them live, and they're amazing.
That's cute.
That's cute. You know, we paid them to say that. It was really fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah, and I think that song was just kind of I still just love that song.
And that we've been actually performing that live quite a bit, particularly all the kind of queer events that we play in London, and they love it. Yeah, people get angry when we don't play it, and we're like, can't we play our own songs? Everyone's like, no, just Heaven 6 times.
Yeah, no, play that like a big gay crowd and just set.
Yeah. I mean, I like that people were shocked by it. I think we did kind of push a few boundaries there because no one had really kind of done something that to camera and that ridiculous, I suppose.
Over the top.
So, we keep putting ourselves in these situations where now we have to top that with something else. I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll get there.
Yeah, no, I think we're always satisfied if we get equal amounts of outrage and love. Because
that means you're doing your job right. Yeah. Sugar and I, we were rehearsing those flips leading up to it, and he put his back out in rehearsal, so we couldn't actually run the flips in the 2 weeks leading up to Glastonbury. So it was the first time we'd done all of those, and that's why every time you see us land, we're kind of looking at each other
just a little bit stoked.
Yeah, just a bit stoked, but also trying to pretend that it's normal.
Yeah, but no, it was just it was wild. It was something that you couldn't really process up there. It took a couple of days to look back and be like, oh my god, we did that.
As soon as we arrived, we walked up to the other stage because, I've seen so many amazing acts on that stage, like Burna Boy and Megan Thee Stallion and stuff. Yeah. And so, we went around and looked at backstage, and, Annie Mac was playing, and I was like, holy shit, this is, a fucking serious stage. It's not it's not a baby stage. It's an adult stage. No,
it's probably, one of the biggest, craziest looking stages I've ever seen, really.
Yeah. Oh. You look like we're 15. Look how skinny you are.
God.
It's 4 times that size now.
Oh. Wow, I really do look monted in that.
I can see why people thought we were on drugs.
Yeah.
It's because we were on drugs.
Yeah, we were.
We're definitely better than that.
Yeah,
now.
thank God we got better. Hey, I mean,
still better than anyone else.
Still impressing ourselves, aren't we?
God, that hair colour, what was I thinking? I also love it. You just did underpants.
Tiny pads. I did that for 3 years.
Oh, that's a bad move.
That's a bad pose.
We're still literally doing this dance most days.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, this has lasted 6 years, 7 years somehow.
People still love it.
Splendour, R.I.P.
Well, I still look like a bitch. Have you watched this since?
I haven't watched this in a long time.
I haven't watched it since that weekend.
No.
Yeah, we really pissed off a lot of Australia then, didn't we? It's great.
Yeah, we haven't stopped pissing them off.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I think we just offended people. Somehow.
Yeah, there was a weird part of the population, 30-something-year-old white guys. Pretty standard, but they were like, "Who is this?" Bleep, bleep, bleep. Sort of. I think this, powerful lady telling them to sit down, and it was quite. And they all kind of came out of the woodwork all at once.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah, it was fun.
But yeah, I think these haters didn't realize that they were just making us more and more famous. And we're like, yeah, come on, bring it on. Well, I think that was your choice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely my choice. And you did it, however reluctantly.
Reluctantly, and then now it's just kind of what I have to do. So.
But we're kind of used to it now. And it's weird. Sometimes the choreography just comes as soon as you write the song. I remember when we wrote Cool Party, we were like, well, obviously it's going to be YMCA.
Just spell it out.
Yeah.
But I think just years of making these silly little dances, you do kind of get better at making silly dances.
Yeah.
The dances don't get less silly, but you get better at making.
But you also put more money into the silly dances. We've been doing swing classes now for over a year, which doesn't make any sense. But I was like, how do you learn how to do flips?
And it turns out swing dance.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make us do the Charleston Shuffle.
We will not be doing any. It's just going to be just the flips.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the flips, we've got a few names. You've got the pancake.
Judo.
Left hook. But then, yeah, I think
But they're not names we made up. They're names that our swing teachers told us.
Yeah, I think for our like made up dance moves, it's just more like the spinny one or the flippy one.
Yeah,
or the dippy one. The reason it works is because we are a bit shit.
Yeah, and I like the bit shit, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to just see like flawless human beings up there. You
No.
want to see the grit.
Yeah, well, I reckon 1, you either have to put your life on the line. 2, you have to look hot and sexy. 3, you have to look dumb. So it has to be have one of those elements, otherwise we're not doing it.
Yeah, one of them or all 3.
Yeah, all 3 together, and then you got a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose it's kind of easy to like kind of have a brand when everything's just going through a filter. Like, you know, every part of the project is kind of managed by us, like all like the costume, the design, and like all the creation is kind of done in house. So I think like that kind of lets us have a lot of, you know, direction with it, and so everything feels like us. So I feel like we don't really kind of set out to have any particular branding. It just kind of is very natural.
Yeah, and so I think it's something that just kind of, as we went along on the journey of, and like the band getting bigger, like it became just sort of like more defined of what that was, and the fact that we have total control over it.
And cutting all the fat of like what is us.
Yeah.
It's really honing in.
Yeah, and then like I think if it's feeling good, we just keep doing it, and then if it's feeling dumb, we just stop doing it.
Yeah, I mean, there's been songs we've cut from the set because we couldn't get a good enough dance move, so.
Yeah, the dance moves dictate a lot, actually.
It's like a bit of a collage of like taking little bits from like all different places, like even in like the upcoming film clip for like our second single, like Sugar comes down like 50 Cent in one scene, and like so we just kind of take little bits from like all different kind of pop culture moments. Like I watch like a lot of like old Madonna like videos or like tour concerts and take little bits and pieces from stuff like that. So it's just kind of a mixture of everything we like.
Yeah, it's like sort of grabbing all these little pop culture moments and just like running it through the Conman filter.
Yeah, I literally don't listen to music when we're writing a record. I kind of feel like I don't want to be influenced by anyone else's stuff. So like I actually don't think I've listened to anything except for Neil Young for like the past like year, which is really weird.
It makes me so happy because like Neil's one of my favourite all time, and the other day Janet's like, I just have become Neil Young. Like I don't know what's happened.
So writing dance music, listening to Neil Young, it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think we all listen to like quite different things, and you know, like the whole range of music, and I think it's always good to have just like you get inspiration from the most random places.
The way we wrote it was we were at home at our flat and it was like 4 a.m. or something, and I was coming down the stairs, and then Reggie was playing this beat that he found on his laptop, and he's like, this is really weird, like I don't think this is my beat, and I was like, have this vocal for this, and I started singing this vocal, and he's like, that's really sick, and then he's like, you know, I was with SG Lewis at Zigget in Budapest, and he said that like SG Lewis had played a bunch of tracks off his laptop. And then he was like, maybe this is like SG Lewis's beat. We messaged SG and we're like, can we have this beat?
He said, this is my favourite of the beats.
All the beats you showed me. And then it turned out it wasn't SG Lewis's beat. It turned out that it was an old one of Reggie's that he'd forgotten about. And then that was really awkward. But he was cool about it. Like we set out at the beginning of this record to write everything kind of very drunk and party kind of vibes. And, you know, because that was kind of how we found on the second record, how we kind of got like the most real kind of stuff.
Yeah, stuff that like really was catching that like euphoric energy.
So we kind of set out from the beginning to write it a bit differently to like the first 2 records, and I think you can kind of really hear like the change in like even like in the lyrics and the beats and stuff. It's like all like a lot darker, and you can kind of hear the London influence on a lot of it, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's like average like 20 BPM faster per track.
Yeah, a little bit faster. Well, I think it's kind of come together on like our upcoming album like really well, because the way that we started was we were like writing when we were like drunk, and that was kind of how we felt like all found our place with each other. So like it's funny, I feel like we've kind of like done this like 360 and gone back to exactly how we formed on this latest album. But that was kind of how we came together, like in kitchens at parties, kind of just like kept finding each other and like writing these stupid songs.
Yeah, it'd always end up like everyone else in the share house would like say this is stupid and go to bed or something, and then we'd just the 3 or 4 of us would just be up for a lot longer.
And we're still doing it.
And don't stop.
Well, I think a lot of the development, like it comes from just having a bit more money to spend. Like I always kind of think like if I had like this amount of money, like what would I do with it? And so it's just kind of like making more money means we can do stuff like the Glastonbury show, where we have like, you know, this like insane set design, and then we can kind of like, you know, intertwine that with the choreography. So like I just think like the more money, the better, because then the more shit we can have going on. We can have like flying drones. That's probably the next thing. I probably just gave away a really big idea that I've been having. But yeah.
Yeah, so basically more money and better,
more problems. Better problems.
better problems.
Yeah.